Today's lesson is about multiplication and division of algebraic expressions. We'll be starting first with revising index laws. The first one we need to remember is when you're multiplying a to the power m times a to the power n, you will just add the powers, which is m plus n. The second law was a to the power m. When you're dividing it by a to the power n, you minus the powers. And the third one that we need to know, when you have a in the bracket and the power outside, you multiply the m times n. Now examples on this can be simple and can be complicated. We're going to see a few. We're going to start with these easy examples. We'll just be applying the first rule of the index laws. As we said previously, when it is at the same xx at the bottom, all you need to do is add the powers, which is 5 plus 2, and it gives you x to the power 7. Now, the rule, same thing applies here, except we have the numbers 3 and 6. We just multiply numbers as we normally do. 3 times 6, which is 18. Now, x, we do apply the index law, which is the first law that we've learned, 4 plus 2, which gives us 6. Same thing here, we only use the same method of multiplying the numbers at first, the 12 times 2, which gives you 24. Now, in this case, you use the a's together. So a to the power 2 times a to the power 5 would give you 2 plus 5, which is 7. The next one, you have b and b to the power 3. Since there's nothing on top of the b, that means there is a 1. If there's nothing, it means there's 1. So we add the 1 plus the 3, and it gives you 4. Therefore, the numbers multiplied together, the letters has to be the same pronumeral to add the powers. So that's why we have the a to the power 2, a to the power 5 together, and b to the power 1 times b to the power 3 together. And this is how you simplify it. This set of examples will use the law of the second law of index, which is a to the power m divided by a to the power n, where we subtract the powers m minus n. So having y to the power 5 divided by y to the power 3, that would give us 5 minus 3, which is 2. Now, same thing applies as we multiplied numbers. This time we are dividing the numbers. We have 24 divided by 6, which gives us 4. Now with the pronumerals, we just put x, 4 take away 3, which is 1. And we don't need to put the 1, so we can write it as 4x. Same thing here. 9 divided by 3, which is 3. Now we have a to the power 7, and as we said earlier, if there is nothing on top of the a, that means there is a 1. So that gives you a to the power 7 take away 1, which is 6. Now, in case you have something of the form, if I had this switched the other way around, I could have 3 a to the power 5 divided by 9 to the power 2. In this case, I would prefer the students will write it in a fraction form to make it easier for them to see the results. So if it can be written as 3a to the power 5 over 9a to the power 2. Now you can simplify this way. Top and bottom, 3 divided by 3 leaves you with 1. 9 divided by 3 gives you 3. Again, the a5 divided by a to the 2 power 2 would give you a to the power 3. Subtracted the powers, 5 take away 2. Now the reason we put it on top of each other this way, that the students should know the 3 is left at the bottom. So you have a 3 at the bottom from dividing the 9 by 3. And at the top we have a to the power 3. because some students might write the answer as 3a cubed, which is wrong. So it's a to the power 3 over 3. Now with this set of examples, you will use the third index law, which is if you're given x to the power m, brackets, and on the outside, you just multiply the powers, which is m times n. And this is applied here, so 3 times 2, which gives you 6. Now the mistake that normally happens with the students, the common mistake, they will multiply 3 by 3 and they say the answer is 9. No, it's incorrect. So it's a 3 to the power 3 in this case. And x would be 4 times 3 to the power 12. So the correct answer is 3 to the power 3, which is 27, x to the power 12. And it's not 9 x to the power 12. The same thing in the third example. It's 2 to the power 4, which is, you can use the calculator, 2 to the power 4, which is 16. And the same thing applies to the powers of the pronumeral. 3 times 4, 12, y to the power 2 times 4, 8. And this is how you do the numbers with the brackets. So it's a number 2 to the power 4 in this case. 2 to the power 4, and it's not 2 times 4. And if you can use your power button on the calculator, which gives you 16. Let's look at this question, for example. We have to start first with the first one, 2 to the power 3. In this case, again, it's not 2 times 3, so it's 2 to the power 3, which gives you 8. And what do we do with the x powers? We just multiply them, and that gives me 15. So we have to get rid of the brackets before we simplify the rest. Let's simplify the next one. 4 to the power 2, which is 16, and x to the power 4 times 2, which gives you 8, and leave the last one as it is for the time being. Now, we can multiply 8 by 16, which gives us 128, and the x to the power 15 times x to the power 8, add the power of 15 plus 8, which is 23. Leave the last one as it is. Now we can simplify. Since I don't have anything to divide 128 by it, so it stays 128 as it is. Now the powers, we have a 23 divided by x to the power 3. You will subtract the powers, which is 23, take away 3, and that gives us 20. And this is how you simplify a question of that form to a simple answer as 128 times x to the power 20.